rook, and as I said, Wesley So gets his first W. Let me just show on the analysis board. Sorry, bad timing. Real quick, why that was over. There was a threat of checkmate on h8, and if the bishop moves, you end up winning the h-pawn, and you can win the h-pawn without even having to double pawns, likely. Although bishop e8, what's the best finish here? I guess you could even just take it, honestly.
Black, yeah, I mean, with the rooks on the board and
with the rooks
black
on the
king
board,
so weak.
As we said, the rooks on the board keep the winning chances alive. Hikaru should have traded when he had a chance instead of playing this move h5. But okay, shout out to Wesley So. He gets his first W in the match. And, you know, the key thing they say, you can't start a comeback. You got one game at a time, right? 1 point at a time, one play at a time, one game at a time. And Wesley So brings it back to a 3-game match.
He has indeed. And now with the black pieces, he's going, well, firstly, Hikaru has now played a more topical line, right? Instead of going for his Verisovs and things of that nature, he's going for what looks like a very normal position. And we started with a King's Indian defense, where black also has a pawn, on e6 and on g6, not super typical of a King's Indian. But he's going for the center, and look what he's done. He's probably going to get a position with hanging pawns, whereas if white captures on c5 and the b pawn captures back on c5, and then white captures on d5 and you capture with the e pawn on d5, you have this hanging pawn structure, which many people don't like, but it creates a very active plan for black, where you have some more lines for your rooks. You always have the threat of pushing your pawn to open up the bishop in the long diagonal. Here's what we're getting.
And speaking of being active, shout out to our boy, friend of both you and I, Daryl Morey, Houston Rockets general manager. Shouldn't you be off making some trades and going small ball, Daryl? But thank you for
trade deadline's over, Danny.
I know that. I was making a joke because they went small. Don't discredit my NBA knowledge because you know more than me. Daryl wouldn't be happy about that. No, shout out to Daryl for throwing some subscriptions our way. We appreciate it, man. All right, well, good job breaking down the philosophical kind of battle that is a hanging pawn structure, because as you said, they are weak. They are targets to these pieces, like the knight and the rook. But as long as they're together, they're also very restrictive, holding space and therefore keeping black's pieces options alive. They hold some critical central squares. But bishop b5, oh wow, we're already going to get a transition that I think has to be good for white. To me, the moment black is launching out with those moves, unless I'm underestimating bishop takes f3.
Bishop takes f3 looks really scary, which is why he went knight to d2, but I don't like that kind of retreating move.
Yeah, but let's analyze it, because if d takes e3 is played and f takes e3, if you take again, I have knight c4 at the end, hitting the rook and also I think winning a piece, because I can remove the bishop on the knight on f6.
Yeah, I'm not going to take on knight g4 is a good move.
Oh,
because
wow.
I didn't want to take on e3. Now I'm throwing knight takes f2 in addition to queen h4 ideas. So this is looking very tough for Hikaru. He goes knight f1, I think is a good defensive move.
Yep.
But I'm thinking here some kind of, I wanted to go queen g5, but I'm hanging my knight on d7, so ignore that suggestion.
It's kind of a fun line, though. Queen g5, bishop d7, knight takes e3, hits the queen and threatens mate over here.
But just f takes e3.
LOL.
a6, what a calm move by Wesley, and one that I like the more that I'm, we're seeing the position unfold. Wait, is e3 hanging now?
Yeah.
But there's some kind of knight b6 stuff too.
Yeah, there's knight b6 and knight takes c5. Knight to b6 now looks good. Hikaru goes for it. But in the end, black has already got a pawn for the exchange and a very, very strong one here on d4.
Oh, queen e6, though, followed by rook e2. I think that black is going to get a really big attack.
Queen e6, knight takes c8, rook e2, forks the queen and the g2 pawn. In fact, just so I can have some fun, if you move, there's ideas like rook g2 and queen g4 because the pawn is pinned. And white is actually just getting mated.
Yep.
I think that line is key. Queen d3 is played, which guards f3, so preventing my rook takes g2 idea, but Wesley takes b2, and Hikaru is like, what did I just do? Now I'm down. I'm going to be down 2 pieces for a rook. He puts the knight on a7. You got to be kidding me, right? Black is completely winning here.
Yeah, the knight on a7, it's funny because the knight's not getting out anyway. So not only is the white king feeling quite vulnerable, but the knight's just trapped over there. So you can go queen b6 and steal the knight. You can play bishop h6 to e3, keep attacking the white king. I'm looking at rook takes g2 check because I know you'd want to play that, but it doesn't work just yet.
It doesn't work just yet. You don't need to insult me. I insult myself. Thank you very much.
That was actually a compliment.
Oh. Okay, then that just shows my insecure child of divorced parents coming out. I apologize. Here comes bishop e3 check, and after the king moves, now rook takes g2.
Rook f2
this
check.
Is a puzzle rush problem. Rook f2 first. It's even better. Hikaru's like, what am I